Welcome to Tech Brothers Damir. In this video, we are going to learn what is schema in dedicated SQL pool and how to create different schemas and tables under that schemas. So let's go to the Synapse workspace here, and now I'm at the home page, and you can go to the data here, and once you are there, you're gonna see serverless SQL pools and then a dedicated SQL pool. So you can tell from the icon right there, this is a dedicated SQL pool. Now if I will expand this one, I'm gonna see tables and some other objects here, and one is called schemas. And here is a definition for schema. A schema is a namespace that logically groups database objects such as tables, views, stored procedure, etc. And that's the definition. So we can create the schema and then put all those objects with that schema or under that schema, and that's how we group them together. In Azure Synapse Analytics, the schema help organize objects and apply security boundaries. So we understand that once we create the schema, then this same maybe you have employee table and you want to create an employee table for the sales and or maybe you want to create the employee table for HR department. In that cases, it is possible. So here we are going to create two schemas, and one is called sales schema and then other one is called HR schema. So once we create those schemas, we are going to see them under this tab. As of now, we have this schema called DBO, then information schema, and then staging and sys, and some sys Now let's go ahead and execute, and I'm connected with my TechDB DP, so that my dedicated SQL pool. Now if you see right there, I got some error, and let's see what happened here. It says create. So I think what I have to do, I have to run maybe one at a time, and that should do it. Now this is completed, and then I have to do the second line, and that should do it as well. So okay, fine. It was just running two queries at the same time. Maybe I have to separate them with the go statement. That will do it. Now let's go to the refresh here, and then we can take a look. We have these schemas ready. HR schemas here, and then have sales schemas here. Now once my schemas are ready, I can go ahead and create the tables or views or stored procedure under those. So if you go to the tables here, as of now you are seeing all of those tables are pretty much created under a DBO. One table is created under staging schema. So now in this demo, what we are doing, we are creating a table called sales order under a sales schema. So I'm saying create table sales schema dot the table name, and then I have order ID integer, then I have a customer name and worker 100, and then I have amount as a money data type. Then I'm saying with and the distribution type I'm using for this table is a round robin, and this is a heap table, so there is no index on this table. So let's create this table, and now once it's done, it's completed successfully, we can go to the tables back here, and then let's refresh. So once we refresh here, we are going to see our sales schema. So yeah, you can see right there sales schema, and this is our table. And you can always expand a little bit to see the full name. You can also go ahead and script, say select, create, drop, and create and drop and bulk load. So all these options are available to you. Let's create another table under HR schema, and we will say create table HR schema dot employee. So employee table will have a column such as employee ID, full name, and department. Then we said with, and we are providing the distribution equal to the round robin, and this is going to be the heap table. So heap table means no indexes are created on this table. Let's execute this one, and now we should refresh our tables tab here in under TechDB DP, and I should see HR. So let's look for HR schema dot employee. So this table is created. You can take a look on columns as well if you want. So these are the column with the data types. Now we are going to go ahead and insert some data in these tables. So you see that insert into first always schema name, then table name, and then list of the column name for which we would like to insert the data, and then values. We have a one, that's order ID, then Alice, that's our customer name, and then 1200 for the amount. So let's insert that data, and the one row is inserted. Let's go ahead and insert another row for the same table, and then we are going to insert some data into the HR schema dot employee table as well. So let's execute these two statements, and then finally we can select the data from those table. To select the data from those table, we will be doing this in select star from then schema name dot table name. So that's how we do that. In most of the cases, such as if you have DBO schema, so let's say in this product dim, I have this table. If you right click and say new top 100 rows, you see that DBO comes automatically. That's your default schema. So I was just curious if let's say if I run this query and it is giving me data from dim customer that's in the DBO schema, if I will remove this DBO, will that work as well? Because in SQL Server, if you remove that, it works, and consider this is under DBO schema. So this is works as well in the Synapse Studio or in the Synapse Analytics dedicated SQL pool. So but you cannot say without schema here, because you have to specify. Otherwise, if you remove this schema here, it's going to consider this table exists under the DBO schema. So always if you are using the naming convention such as your custom naming convention for the schema, always have your schema name then table name. So let's execute this select query, and now it's going to select the data for us from our table called or sales order table that's under sales schema. Then we can go ahead and run our second query, that's selecting employee data from HR schema dot employee. So that's the fully qualified name for our employee table. So I hope you understand how exactly schemas are created, how they will be used to group the objects, and you can see simply right here, even in the same database, now I have three groups. So I have a DBO schema, so all the objects related to DBO, then I have a HR schema, then all the objects to the HR schema, and then I have sales schemas and all those objects related to the sales schema. So and then we have staging as well. So these help to group according to your business needs and how you want to separate them. Now same way as you can see them, they have separated, so you can maybe create different roles and groups for which you only have access on HR schema, and then you can have a separate role or groups which you have will have only access on the sales schema tables or views and store procedures. And that's where our definition says that in Synapse Analytics, schemas help organize objects and apply security boundaries. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.